Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the top 10 best centers in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. I had like a brain fart for a second. Forgot what position I was ranking. This list is ridiculous. I mean, obviously, this is a list ranked based on every card in the game. There's no price limits or attainable limits or anything along those lines for this list. And it's a extremely, like, almost ridiculously souped list, in all honesty. Just super loaded with the best cards in my team, and the center position is pretty ridiculous at this point in the year, in all honesty. So with that being said, before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 50,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, at number 10 is the only guy who would be considered relatively short on this list, which is Hakeem Olajuwon. As a 7-footer with a 7'3" wingspan, he is the only, like, not completely gigantic card on this list, which is, I mean, that's just how the center position is at this point in the year, so that's not a huge surprise. But he's a 7-footer with a 7'3" wingspan, Patty Mills base, Colin Sexton upper, on very quick, perfect sigs. Like, he's got all the animations you want. The only reason he's only number 10 is because he's 7 foot, and everybody else on this list is at least 7'2", and I think everybody else on this list except for one person is at least 7'3". So the center position is absolutely loaded in terms of giant elite bigs at this point in the year, and so it definitely leads to a tough place for a guy like this, who's an extremely good card with the best jumper in the game and perfect sigs. But if you have Hakeem, I'd much rather run him at power forward at this point in the year. At the number 9 spot is the first of the Giants in 100 overall, Victor Wembanyama. Wemby may or may not have 3 cards on this list. It's just how it is. 2K knows Wemby's their cash cow. Let's just say it that way. 7'4" with a 7'8" wingspan, 99 everything. He's got his own shot, but it's on very quick, Pro 2 fade. Sigs aren't great, but tough to contest jumper, elite fade, and Wemby, with his size and animations and all that type of stuff, I mean, it's a no-brainer. He is one of the best cards in my team, without a doubt. Easy choice as the number 9 card on this list. And honestly, even putting him this low feels a little bit like it's a 100 overall 7'4" dude who has a very hard to contest jumper and elite animations and feels fast for size 7'4" and stuff like that. Like, this card's absolutely cracked. It almost feels weird to have him this low. Number 8 is going to be the other guy who we would consider kind of not as gigantic, and Kareem, who's still 7'2" with a 7'5" wingspan, still a giant, just not quite on the level of a Victor Wembanyama type of giant is the one thing I would say there. But still, perfect stats, perfect badges, perfect sigs, elite jumper, Pro 2 fade. Extremely good card, one of the best Kareems we've ever gotten in my team, and a guy who, again, he's obviously going to go very high on this list. At all times, this was going to be a card very high up at the center position, and the fact that he's only number 8 again is a testament to how big and how many incredibly glitchy cards we now have at the center position in my team. Moving on to the number 7 spot is a guy who I personally don't adore as much as I think a lot of other people do, and that is Edey. It's not that he's bad, he's very good. He is 7'5", so he's an absolute giant, and of course he's got 99 everything, 7'5" with a 7'10" wingspan, all that type of stuff. Like, the card is still extremely glitchy, extremely good. His jumper solid. It's the same jumper that Invincible Brook Lopez has. Definitely not a bad shot at all. At the same time, I don't love the card. Like, love him. I feel like he feels kind of slow, and I don't know why that is. Doesn't really have sigs, not that he needs to at that size, but I just don't think he feels insanely fast. He's still extremely good. The size is overpowering. He's still a dominant option. But for me, I only have him at number 7. There's several guys on this list that I like more, and that's just my personal opinion. So that being said, number 6, if 2KDB wants to load today, is going to be Big Z, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, 7'3" with a 7'7" wingspan. I love this card. His jumper is extremely quick and smooth, just super duper buttery. And you combine that with being 7'3" with a 7'7" wingspan, like I said, you just have a super duper complete, extremely elite card at the center position who can actually put the ball on the floor as well, which is another thing about him that I really like. Kemba escape, Kawhi behind the back, Levine drag back is actually like half decent sigs. He's got solid enough sigs. His jumper is super fast and smooth. I mean, the card is awesome, and I think he's one of the best big men in my team, period. Definitely the last card on this list that could be even, like, argued as attainable. Honestly, he's the only card on this list that could be argued as attainable, considering he's just like about 500,000 T, maybe a little bit more still, but absolutely worth that price tag, no doubt about it. Amazing card, pretty much a must-have option at the center position. Ralph Sampson, Number 5, another guy who was technically attainable. If you saved all your pieces and grinded every single thing in the draft festival, you could get this card for free, and he is a dog. 7'4", 7'8" wingspan, 99 everything. Obviously has 12 legend badges, including pretty much all interior badges. Garland base, Sexton up, run very quick, is elite, super fast jumper, Pro 2 fade. Sigs aren't amazing, but kind of like Big Z, at least can move a little bit. Kemba escape, Kawhi behind the back. Being able to trigger some sort of like actually decent explosive behind the back at 7'4" can be really glitchy and overpowered in itself. And I think he's slightly better than Big Z. They're both awesome cards, and I'm definitely not going to sit here and say that he's not a bad. I'm not gonna say he's significantly better, but I think he's one of the best bigs in the game. I feel like number 5 is totally fine. Number 4, our second Victor Wembanyama, is going to be right here at the number 4 spot. 7'4" with a 7'8" wingspan. 99 everything, every single badge on Hall of Fame or Legend with a different jumper. John Isaac base, Chet up, run very quick, still very good. Pro 2 fade, Garland, Francis, Kemba, Defox, Trey, Halliburton, literally every single perfect sig you want, except for the hardened step back instead of the what step back does he come? What step back do you want? Zach LaVine. My brain just, I had a brain fart again. But I do think this card looks awesome. I think he's gonna be one of the best big men in my team. I think he is one of the best big men in my team, and he's very hard to stop. A 7'4" dude with his types of sigs, a glitchy jumper and stuff. I mean, he is better than everybody else in this list. I don't think there's any debating that. I feel like this top 4 does separate themselves at least a little bit. Number 3, Shawn Bradley, 7'6", 7'5" wingspan. The negative wingspan isn't ideal for a 7'6" dude, which is a very relative term, but for a 7'6" guy, I would say he's a little bit underwhelming size-wise. In terms of player build and things like that. Now that is a very relative term. He's still absolutely massive. He has perfect sigs, Claxton based Waba upper, which is pretty good. Pro 2 fade. I mean, awesome card. I like a couple of the other GOAT bigs a little bit more. I still think he's insane. He was very expensive to get though, for almost anybody, unless you're willing to grind a ridiculous amount of time last week, and you can't get him anymore without spending money anyways at this point. So there you go. Got him at number 3. Number 2, Goat Yao. Just bigger, really. The only reason he is higher than Shawn Bradley is because he's bigger. Honestly, Bradley and Yao, I don't absolutely adore either of their jumpers. I think they're both very good, but I don't like love either of their shots. But I will say I really do like Yao's player build. 7'6" and 7'9" wingspan, and he looks all of it. He's just like Shawn Bradley. Perfect sigs, 99 everything, every legend badge, and a fast jumper. Although I don't know whose jumper I prefer between Yao and Shawn Bradley. I wouldn't say it's either of them have my favorite shot, but at 7'6" with perfect sigs and good jumpers and all the glitchy stuff they can do, they're obviously both top 3 bigs. And I think, honestly, I mean, you can kind of go whatever order you want. For me, I think Yao is a little better. That being said, even though he's a little shorter, Wemby again is going to be the number 1 card on this list. I do believe GOAT Wemby is probably the best card in the game. The thing about GOAT Wemby compared to Yao and Shawn Bradley is that he's got Patty Mills, Steph Curry on very quick, much faster jumper. That's the biggest difference, honestly. Yes, he's 2 inches shorter. I don't think it makes that big of a difference. He looks just as big as Shawn Bradley, in my opinion, on the court, maybe slightly smaller than Yao, but with a better jumper, I think I lean him over Yao. He's certainly not outmatched physically by any card in the game. And I still think, to me anyway, he's probably the best card. I think you could absolutely make an argument for Yao or Shawn Bradley or guys like that, but in my opinion, GOAT Wemby is the best option in my team at the center position. And this is my top 10. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.